All right, our next guest is a famous comedian who once sold out the Radio City Music Hall and is best known for making up facts for his biography. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Kaiser.
Thank you guys so much. Do we have any fans of the show Full House in the audience? All right. It's pretty well known by now. There's a spinoff coming called Fuller House, which should be pretty good, but I'm more excited for the prequel, Halfway House, in which Jesse has to overcome his cocaine addiction. It's going to be a little bit darker. Guys, I believe in second chances. I do. I also believe in third chances. For example, this morning, did not get up with my 7:15 alarm. Didn't get up with my 7:30 alarm. But I got up with my noon alarm. That's called redemption. And that's one thing as I graduate pretty soon. I won't miss about college is like those terrible hours. You have to keep the ungodly hours, which is kind of a weird phrase, right? As if God's out of commission from 3 to 6 a.m. Like you can't worship him until after he's had his coffee or something. He wakes up, his iPhone's blowing up with prayers. Jesus. No, seriously, Jesus, I need coffee, please. Yeah, graduating soon. A phrase I do use a lot, though, is when in Rome. And I use it all the time, but I think that's pretty unfair to people who are from Rome. Because what are they supposed to say when they want to say that they're doing something that was only specific to the place they're in? Like if a person from Rome was in Milwaukee and they wanted to have a brat, would they be like, well, when in this place? When in Milwaukee doesn't really roll off the tongue. But yeah, one thing I really did love about college is my favorite subject is history. It's always been history. High school is history, college is history. Particularly war history, and World War II is something that really interests me. And I think you never really understood how bad of a person Hitler was until you realized that he made an entire style of facial hair disappear. That would be like me, Joe Kaiser, the comedian, wearing corduroys, going out, invading a bunch of European nations, and the next day someone else wearing corduroys and being like, dude, you can't wear corduroys. Joe Kaiser took Poland last night. He was wearing corduroys. You can't do that. I took a bus today. I enjoy Milwaukee buses, but there's always at least one crazy person on a Milwaukee bus. And the thing that's amazing to me about the crazy people on Milwaukee buses is they're crazy, but they're sane enough to know the bus lines. Like they'll be on the bus talking to themselves like, back in my day, oh, there's the 30. I got to get on that. I'll take that to 12th Street and transfer to the Gold Line. Doesn't make much sense. I went out to eat for the sake of this next joke. I love at restaurants when they announce your table and they say your party of two or something like, Kaiser, party of two. It's never true. It's never a party. I don't have balloons or a piñata with me. But it makes you feel good. And I really think they should translate that to other walks of life. Like if you're at the doctor's office and they're like, Kaiser, party of one, your colonoscopy is ready. Well, if it's a party, shove it up my butt, When in Rome, Hey, thank you guys so much. You were terrific.
Truth.
Our final guest tonight has appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, the Conan, the Late Show, or excuse me, he's watched those shows, not appeared, typo. Please welcome Joe Kaiser, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I'm really happy to be here tonight, really happy to be here, especially because at my last show, I actually had my first heckler, which was a little rattling. It was a little rattling, but I handled it pretty well. He yelled something like, finish college, get a real job, and I was like, shut up, Dad! And then he immediately sat down, but no, I'm happy to be here. Feeling a little weird tonight. I actually just got back from the doctor, and gentlemen can relate to this. It's always a little uncomfortable when the doctor touches you down below and asks you to cough, especially because I was just there to get new contact lenses, and I didn't understand why that was relevant at all, but I might have to go back to the doctor too, because I think I might have multiple personality disorder. And me too, and so do I. But I don't know if it's actually a big problem. But yeah, kind of a bad week for me. I dropped my phone in the toilet, which happens from time to time. A lot of people tend to drop their phone in the toilet, right? And that sucks, but at least it's better than the opposite. Like if a piece of poo jumped out of the toilet and into your pocket, that would suck. Like, what happened to you? Oh, it's this poo pocket. I hate it when that happens. I hate a lot of the terminology we use when we talk about our phones too. Like if the battery's running low, we don't say that it's running low. We say that it's dead or it's dying. Like it's just a casualty of war or something. Hey, is your phone dead? Yeah, it didn't make it back from Vietnam. Is your phone dying? Yeah, it's not going to make it till Christmas. Or 6 p.m. for that matter, because I don't have a charger on me right now. I went out to eat before the show. I hate it at restaurants when on the menu certain items are marked as favorites, because that seems kind of counterproductive. It's like having 3 kids and saying, well, we made all of them, but these 2 are straight A students, and this one does acid on the weekends, so we're gonna mark him with a pepper, show he's a little spicy. Yeah, so a little bit about myself. I am 22 years old. I'm a senior here. I really like to follow the news a lot, and one of my favorite stories that's been going on for like the past year was the NSA privacy scandal. And the thing that bothered me the most about that was that the Amish kind of found a loophole in the whole thing. Like, I mean, we were tapping into everyone's phones, so we know what Khalid is doing in Syria, but we don't know what Josiah is doing in Pennsylvania. And every time I tell that joke, I always get a little worried that somebody in the audience is recording and is going to put it on YouTube later, and some Amish person's going to see it and get pissed off. But then I'm like, no, they're not. No, they're not. Yeah, 22. Time flies. Time really flies. I remember back when you were in kindergarten, and you could just throw up in class, and it was just like completely normal, because that's what little kids do. They just throw up. And now you do that, and everyone goes, oh, he's drunk, and then the police escort you out of the kindergarten. And I don't understand what changed in that time frame. But you also lose a little bit of innocence, because when you're a child, you can just believe anything. Like, remember when you found out Santa Claus wasn't real? That was the worst, wasn't it? I remember when I found out, I was kicking and screaming and throwing things, and then my parents were like, Joe, calm down, compose yourself. You have to do stand-up on Off the Mark, and you have to get up to Johnston Hall. So I ran over here and got up on the 2nd floor, talked about going to the doctor. But yeah, as I get older too, I kind of worry about being less cool and like just being an old person. I never want to get to a point where the person you're with doesn't want to have sex with you because you're a little too tired. Because like, I swear, just the other night, I was in the mood, and I roll over, and sure enough, my hand was asleep. And I didn't know what to do about it. But thank you guys so much. You're the best.